It's 2005 in sunny Miami. David Pacus is just 22, working as a licensed massage therapist. But man, he's fed up, tired of rubbing down old rich guys for cash. He dropped out of college after one semester, fought with his parents, got fired or quit 6 jobs, and blew his life savings on fancy bedsheets to flip to retirement homes. Total flop. Those owners? They don't give a damn about comfy lives for the elderly. One afternoon at a funeral, boom, David runs into his old school buddy Ephraim DeVerily. Haven't seen each other in years. Ephraim's been out in LA with his uncle, deep in the arms game, but his uncle ripped him off. So Ephraim quits, heads to Miami, and launches his own outfit called Oi. They're hanging out, grab some pot, but these thugs by the dealer's spot scam Ephraim out of his money. What does Ephraim do? He pops the trunk, grabs a machine gun, and blasts it straight into the sky. Everyone scatters. David's jaw drops. He's sick of taking crap from life, and this guy? He stands up. It hits David hard. Next day, David swings by Ephraim's office. Respect level skyrockets when he watches Ephraim impersonate an army officer on the phone, sniffing out what the competition's bidding on. Turns out Ephraim doesn't just sell guns online, he sells straight to the US government. Big money. Since they're tight, Ephraim shows David the ropes. There's this public Pentagon website with every open contract. Skip the huge ones big companies fight over. Grab the tiny ones nobody notices. Even the small ones? Worth millions when the Pentagon's paying. After lunch, David heads home and finds out his girlfriend is pregnant. Panic City. How's he gonna provide? He meets Ephraim again and the offer drops. Join the business. At first, David wants zero part of it. He and his hate the war. They hit rallies, sign petitions. But Ephraim sweet-talks him like a pro. This doesn't make you pro-war man. Just smart. David caves. He tells they're selling bedsheets to the army, not guns. She's all in. For the next 6 weeks, David dives in headfirst. He learns the game cold, scouring that government site for overlooked gems, calling weapon makers in Eastern Europe. Guys like them? They're called war dogs. Bottom feeders cashing in on war without ever touching a battlefield. Ephraim's got a silent partner too, Ralph Slutsky, this local businessman with 14 dry cleaners in Miami. Ralph fronts the cash for 25%, or what he thinks is 25%. They lie to him about the real profits and the fact they sell to everyone in the war, not just one side. Ralph's observant Jewish and thinks they're all about protecting Israel. One night at a bar goes sideways when Ephraim gets punched for hitting on the wrong girl. They hit a diner afterward, and the phone rings. They landed the Beretta deal. Thousands of pistols for the Iraqi police in Baghdad. Huge win. A few days later, David and Iz are at the ultrasound. First look at their baby. It's a girl. Pure joy, until Captain Philip Santos calls. New law just banned arms from Italy, where the Berettas come from. David didn't know. He lies. We got it covered. Ephraim's got the fix. Reroute through Jordan, no beef there, then straight to Iraq. That night at Iz's dinner party, her friends warn David, watch Ephraim, he's the one who stole from his uncle. Speak of the devil, Ephraim walks in uninvited, jealous as hell. David pulls him aside. Ephraim drops the bomb. Jordanian customs seize the guns. Captain Santos knows and calls, threatening to cancel them for cause, blacklist the company forever. Iz overhears everything. She flips. You're an arms dealer? I can't trust you anymore. No time to fix it. David and Ephraim have to fly to Jordan now. Over there, embassies no help. Their flight permit expired. They bribe locals to free the cargo, then hire Marlboro, the top smuggler in the country, to drive them into Iraq. David's scared for their lives, but Ephraim swears, quick trip, we'll be there by morning. Middle of the night at the Iraqi border, patrol stops them. Marlboro bribes with cigarettes, says that's the cargo. They roll through easy. David and Ephraim crash out. Morning hits, trucks stopped at an abandoned gas station. Marlboro's refilling the can, Ephraim's taking a leak. Iz calls. She gets the pressure he's under, forgives the lies, just wants honesty. He promises, while lying that he's at a hotel. Click, he hangs up fast. Armed insurgents are coming right at them. David yells for Ephraim. They jump in, truck starts on fumes. No time for Marlboro. He runs, jumps in the back, and fills the tank while they're moving. Insurgents open fire. The trio thinks it's over, until American Army choppers swoop in and scare them off. They roll into the base, surviving the triangle of death. Captain Santos is blown away. Selfies with the cargo, fat check, soldier escort to the airport. Safe out of Baghdad. That deal? It prints money and puts them on the map. Company explodes. More contracts every month. They buy matching Porsches, side-by-side apartments, and torch all those old bedsheets. Ralph's thrilled with returns, he pumps in more cash. They hire staff, expand. David gets real time with his newborn girl. Ephraim? He's getting wilder and more unstable by the day. One night, David spots the monster contract on the site, the Afghan deal. 100 million rounds of AK-47 ammo. Insane money. They fly to Vegas for a weapons convention, Vegas X. Total bust. Logistics nightmare for a tiny outfit like theirs. Later at the casino, Henry Gerard approaches David at the blackjack table. Legend. They meet him at dinner. Henry can supply everything from Albania, country sat on millions of unused weapons for decades, now dumping them cheap. But he's on the terror watch list, banned from US deals. David freaks. Ephraim? We've been dealing with these people the whole time. They take it. Few days later, they fly to Albania. Driver Bashkim takes them to the warehouse. Bullets test fine, old but work. They bid. 5 months later, they win. But first, government vetting. They forge all the paperwork they never bothered with. 2 weeks on, they head to Rock Island for the meeting, high as kites on strong pot from nerves. The flies. Paperwork approved. Ephraim rages. They lowballed by 50 million. Could have charged way more. David tells is he's heading to Albania for a month. She seems cool, until she reveals she saw Iraq photos. He lied again. Plus bags of hidden cash under the sink. She packs up with the baby and leaves for his mom's. Before the flight, Ephraim hands David a gold grenade as thanks. David slides over a new partnership agreement. They both sign. David locks it in his drawer. Ephraim doesn't look thrilled. In Albania, Bashkim's back as driver. David calls is non-stop, no answer. While prepping cargo, he discovers the truth. Bullets are Chinese. Illegal, US embargo. He tells Ephraim. They call Henry. Your problem now. Should have checked every crate. David's stuck scrambling for new suppliers. Ephraim flies in with an idea. Repack everything. No original crates, no one knows the origin. Fireboard boxes save shipping cash too. Illegal as hell, but the profit? Too massive to pass. Bashkim hooks them with Enver, who runs a packing company. They skip the Chinese detail, say they just want lighter cargo. Enver takes the job for 100 grand. Peanuts to save the deal and pocket 3 million extra. December 8, 2007. First 5 million rounds delivered to the Afghan army, clean. Christmas is lets David video call the baby, last good moment before the storm. That night, Ephraim calls from Miami. Henry marked up 400%. Wants him out. David begs. No way, Henry's dangerous, and they're printing money. He's been grinding in Albania while Ephraim chills in the States. Feels more like boss employee than partners. Ephraim promises to chill, then steals the signed agreement from David's desk. New Year 2008, David gets yanked from his apartment, dragged to an empty lot. 2 thugs beat him. Henry shows with a gun. You don't cut me out. Terrified, David heads back to Miami. At the warehouse, Enver's furious, never paid, knows the Chinese secret. Ephraim ghosted him. David promises to wire cash and return in a week. Then Bashkim's wife stops him. Her husband vanished. Body never found. David swears he's done with Albania forever. Back home, he spills every illegal thing to Iz. She takes him back when he says he'll quit arms dealing and go back to massages. Then he confronts Ephraim. I quit. Pay me my cut. Ephraim feels stabbed, refuses. David threatens a lawyer in 2 weeks. Ephraim laughs. He burned the only agreement copy. David hurls the gold grenade through the office window and storms out. 3 months later, David's massaging again. Ralph shows up. Ephraim feels bad. Let's talk. They meet at a diner. Ephraim apologizes, offers 200 grand, laughable. David explodes, tells Ralph everything illegal they did with his money, how they shorted him, and he's got proof on his laptop. Ephraim smirks. Take me down, you go down too, your name's everywhere. No deal. Soon after, New York Times calls David about the repacked Chinese ammo. He plays dumb, hangs up, but panic sets in. He promises he'll get a lawyer. Elevator ride. Ephraim's there too, same call. Ephraim tries the old best friends act. David sees through it, punches him square. We were never real friends. I was just your pawn. Doors open, FBI everywhere. Arrested on the spot. What got them? Not paying Enver. He called the Pentagon and ratted. Full investigation. They busted Ralph midday at a dry cleaner. He flipped instantly, wore a wire at that diner meeting, recorded the confessions. The frame? Over 70 federal crimes, 4 years prison. David pleads guilty, 7 months house arrest. And in 2022, DY can bid on federal contracts again. After house arrest, David's back massaging. Next client? Henry Gerard. David freezes. Henry calms him. If I wanted you dead, you'd be gone. Apologizes for Albania, bad info. Thanks David for keeping his name out of testimony. David starts asking, was the casino meet a setup? What really happened to Bashkim? Henry just slides over a suitcase of cash. Take it. No more questions. There you go. That's war dogs. Greed, lies, wild rides through war zones, and a bromance that blows up. Crazy how 2 regular guys turned into war dogs, until the whole thing crashed. What did you think of those insane risks? Hit me up if you want more breakdowns. Stay safe out there.